puede hacer un ritmo, o él dice que el ritmo está acá y no acá, entonces el tipo puede tocar y a la vez seguir hablando tranquilamente porque el tipo que hace el ritmo es otro, que es más joven y más...
So when you, I'm going to finish, so when you're doing this, what happens is very simple, that your rhythm is here, and then suddenly there is this intellectual fault, and poof. It's like the old computers, you know, those Macintosh in 1972 or something, that each time you wanted to do something, everything crashed. Or if you did something, you couldn't do this, you know. And our brains are computers. And rhythm has to be definitely in the background. Rhythm is the system software, if you will. Or, to give another analogy, rhythm is like the heartbeat. Try to imagine a life where you have to check your heartbeat all the time. Okay, so... Yeah, so that's what happens when you play. Because try to imagine now the intellectual. Try to imagine now what happens when you play. When you play, you have even more, not intellectual activity in the brain. So what happens when you play is rhythm disappears. So if you're a pianist, yes. So if you are at the piano, as soon as you start playing, the rhythm disappears. That exercise is extremely important. It's very easy to do. You can do it anywhere. Tap a simple rhythm, try to speak at the same time. And see if you can do it. And you do that every morning, like you brush your teeth, and you do that at the same time. Which is not easy, especially like this. Yeah, try to do that for me. You speak, you brush your teeth, and you have the rhythm. Here, look at that. Or you do also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. It's not the same person. You have to develop that. Your rhythm has to be there.
Claro, claro. Entonces, se sigue hablando del ejercicio este de separar la cabeza del... ¿Cómo es? It's two, what do you call it? The brain and the... What's the non-brain realm?
It's internalized.
Internal.
Like the heart.
Claro, como el corazón.
Corazón.
Corazón. Una cosa es el corazón y la cabeza. El ejercicio es ese, tratar de no pensar, sentirlo, el ritmo, sentirlo siempre en el ritmo.
So now the melody. Well, I'm going to surprise you, but melody is exactly the same. For example, I can sing, I don't know, you probably all know. This might be my last word. You guys are lucky. All the things you are, everybody knows. I'm going to whistle. I can't sing. Now what I'm going to do, that I'm going to whistle it, I'm going to do the rhythm, and then I'm going to talk. And when I stop talking, I will resume the melody where it is. So we visited Buenos Aires quite a bit since yesterday, and I have to say that it's a great city. I was very impressed. You know, it's not, doesn't really look like anything I really have seen before. Doesn't look like Europe, doesn't look like Brazil, doesn't look. It reminds me of Spain a little bit, but not even that much. You know, a little bit like a big Barcelona or something. Now what's the second part of the bridge? And going back to the A. So yeah, big avenue, right? The biggest avenue in the world. So what's happening when I do this is that the melody keeps playing. I have those two little speakers somewhere, where I don't know, playing the melody in the background while I'm talking or doing anything. if rhythm is the heartbeat, melody is the breathing. Right now is a problem. So melody is internalized as well. Which means my rhythm is here, my melody is there. Or there. And I'm a free man. I don't have to melody. So I can improvise around all the things you are. And do what I want. And not lose the form or anything, and feel free. Because all the time I have the melody there. And the rhythm beating. I'm breathing and my heart is beating. I am not improvising on the chord progressions. No, algorithmic. No, I'm improvising on the melody, on the music itself. That makes me much freer and much stronger.
Bueno, dice que la melodía pasa lo mismo, la tiene internalizada. Siento que está cantando All the Things You Are y tiene la melo todo el tiempo en la cabeza y el ritmo, o sea, el corazón es el ritmo y la respiración es la melodía. Y estas dos cosas las tiene constantemente como andando en la cabeza y mientras puede hablar simultáneamente. Y eso es como el concepto de improvisación que él tiene, que está libre de la forma y del ritmo del tema. Siempre lo tiene adentro, por lo cual es libre de hacer lo que se le dé la gana arriba de eso. En contra siempre habla de la improvisación algorítmica de Berkeley. Es como que son ejercicios clavados sobre la forma.
Melodic because I cannot help but hearing the melody. I'm going to try to imitate algorithmic improvisation. I don't know if I can do it. I just have to think of a particular pianist I know who does it, and I think I'm trying. I'm going to try. I'm going to try. That's like, so in a way, if you don't hear the melody, that's what happens. If you hear the melody, that cannot happen. Because you just can't take it. It's unbearable.
When you refer to algorithmic improvisation, do you think it's not very musical, or you don't like it? What's the matter?
I think it's not music. I think it's algorithmic.
Claro, es como una metáfora de lo que no es musical, es una cosa totalmente cerebral.
Okay, I might be a little, I'm going to be a little...
The algorithmic thing is a way to, es lo que preguntabas antes del material, cómo aprendes a improvisar o cómo estudias. Es un método para aprender a improvisar.
Of course.
No, I mean, anti-method.
Yeah, I mean, there is no method. I go back to learning your language. Did you learn Spanish with a method?
English, I learned.
Claro, él decía que el idioma que no es el tuyo es el que tenés que aprender con un método.
So now, okay, and that's very interesting because now some of you will say, okay, so what do I do? So that's where we're going now. What do you do? The first thing you should do is never think that you're going to learn music from a teacher. Especially when you didn't go to the concert. A teacher can only do so much for you. Learning music is going to be your job. A teacher can... I never had a teacher. And most people my generation and before never had teachers. We learn from the records, from the music. So the first thing you have to do, you guys are very lucky. You have YouTube. You tons of music available immediately for free. When I, in 1931, had to learn something, I had to buy the vinyl. Sometimes it was not available, I had to order it. You waited months, because it was an import. And then you listen to it, and you were like, I want to learn that phrase, so you have to take the thing, do this, break the and after that the vinyl was damaged, you have to buy another. So, you guys are very, very lucky. You have the internet. So, you go to the internet, and say you want to listen to some good music, and since you are attracted to jazz, you want to listen to jazz. So you try to listen to tons of things, but you don't listen to Brand or Kurt Rosenwinkel or me. I can listen to you. No, you go back to the source. To Louis Armstrong, to Fats Waller, to Esther Young, to Billie Holiday, to the source of the music. You're not going to learn classical music starting with Stravinsky or Prokofiev. You're going to learn Piazzolla. You're going to learn music starting with Bach, Beethoven, Mozart, So you go back to Louis Armstrong. Let's say it's Louis Armstrong. Who has never heard any recording of Louis Armstrong in his life? Raise your hand. Be honest.
Se está hablando de aprender música. Hoy estamos beneficiados por YouTube, que hay un montón de música disponible las 24 horas al día. Y en esa época tenía que comprar el vinilo y era mucho más difícil el acceso a la información. Ahora me pregunta, ¿quién de ustedes nunca escuchó a Louis Armstrong? ¿O quién escuchó a Louis Armstrong?
Who has never heard Lester Young?
¿Quién nunca escuchó a Lester Young?
Sure. I think some of you are lying.
Dice que algunos están mintiendo.
It's okay. Who has never heard Earl Hines?
Earl Hines. ¿Quién nunca escuchó a Earl Hines?
One of the most influential pianists in the 20s. See, so you have to go back to that. I got it. So,
Los agarré.
and for example, you hear a phrase. Let's suppose Louis Armstrong does. Okay, I'm going to take one of you. Either a pianist in the room who would like to come to the piano and assist me.
¿Hay algún pianista que quiera venir al piano?
What's your name?
Tomás.
Thomas. Nice to meet you, Thomas. This guy is about to suffer greatly. So, okay, so you are on YouTube.
Yeah.
And you listen to her, you got a couple of Miley Cyrus stuff. And then you're like, okay, I'm going to do what Pilc said. Okay, Louis Armstrong. And now you hear on YouTube, Louis Armstrong's playing a phrase. So I'm going to imagine, you're going to imagine I'm Louis Armstrong. I'm not sure it's a Louis Armstrong phrase. Let's suppose that it plays. I'm going to do it again. So it's simple. No, don't play. You heard it, right? First thing is, okay. Don't know why I can't do the chord. So the first thing you have to do is sing it. Make sure you hear it before you do anything with the piano. You want to try that? So what you did here has absolutely no relation whatsoever with what I did. Not a single note is the same. So it's like you tell me, hello, how are you doing? And I answer, yeah, it was very good yesterday. We have a language. Okay. So let's do it note by note, okay? Are you sure you can sing? You want me to sing? Okay, so that is an example of something that is less rare than what you think. that right now Thomas cannot hear one note. So he's basically what we call tone deaf, which means he doesn't hear the note I'm singing. You don't hear it. It's true, right? I mean, I'm not like trying to humiliate you or anything. I'm just saying what the reality is. The first thing any teacher has to do with you is solve that problem. So we're going to try. Sing a note for me. Anything. That was the one. Except with my cold, I can't really sing the note. Try to sing this one. For example, try the first one, the second one, the low one. And not do an octave. You got it. So sing the second one now. Now sing it really. Now sing it by itself, without the low notes. We got one. Now, let's do it again, more precise. Careful, the second note is not right. Now the first note. Try again. And we're going to stop there. We're going to just keep those four. Because I can do more. I cannot do more with my voice. Now you're going to do ba-ba-ba-ba. Ah, that feels so much better. So now, what you've just done? You've learned a word. Like you learned gracias. Yeah. Now you can open the piano. So now you're going to say, okay, now that I know how to sing it, I'd like to play it. Let's sing it sometime. My voice is so no, sing it once. See, you're losing it already. It's kind of diluting itself already. That's a language thing. When kids learn a language, they learn a word, but the day after they don't remember it. They have to say it again. That's the way, that's what I oh, no, you lost it. Perfect. Now try to play this track. You know that's not right? So, the first thing you have to do is find the first note. Show me where that note is. Look for it. I mean, you can try different notes. When you hear that note, you tell me. Play again the one you just played. No, the one before. Play another one. Oh, and the note to find is. So when you play this, Thomas, when you play this, play the G, the A. Do you hear where this is? So. Okay, so now, give me 1 second. Now we realize something, that Thomas doesn't know it's a B flat. He plays an A, he plays a B. I sing a B flat, which is exactly in between. Play the B flat. But he doesn't know it. So now what he has is not a problem of language, he has a problem of expressing his language through the instrument. So So that means that he doesn't really, how can I say that? He doesn't really has an image. Like for example, if I do this, if I play this, and I hear ba, I know immediately that it's half a step above. But I don't know it like, oh, it's half a step. No, I hear it, instead of ba, 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 So now you have another problem. You need to learn the language from the perspective of your but you also need to learn the language in the perspective of your ability to speak it. In a way, it's a little bit of a difference between understanding a language and being able to speak. Maybe you want to translate?
Sí, como que se nota que hay un problema de